Hi everybody. So I wanted to do a video about stretched ears. For some reason I've been binge watching them even though mine are over half an inch. So I've been doing it for a while. But it just made me want to make my own. I used YouTube to figure out how to do mine, so why not share? This is just on my phone. If I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking at me. I'm not used to this. Okay, so one important thing when stretching ears, also, these are not called gauges. They're stretched ears. A gauge is a unit of measurement. I need to clean these, disgusting. I'll do that right after this. A gauge is a unit of measurement. It's not your actual, this. So when stretching your ears, first, make sure you have pierced ears. Very important. There's nothing to stretch without pierced ears. Pierced ears. And I believe pierced ears with the piercing gun, don't do that, but if that's what you have, like, don't do the gun. Those things suck. Plenty of videos on YouTube about that too. But if that's what you have, they're usually, I believe, a 20 gauge, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but just start at the smallest gauge. This one is, I believe, I think this one was 14. This is a taper, by the way. And that's around where you'll start, probably. I mean, between 18 and 14, depending what you're pierced at, unless you're going to a piercer and getting punched first at a higher gauge, and you can just go up from there. But anyway, so you have your pierced ears. Just gonna use a random taper. Also, I've heard not to use acrylic. This is an acrylic taper. Not jewelry, by the way. Do not wear these as jewelry. But I don't know why you're not supposed to use acrylic. So I'm just gonna recommend you don't. But I did. And I still do if I'm using tapers, but at this size tapers suck. So anyway, so pretend this is a metal taper. But you're gonna take this taper, I use usually coconut oil. I've also used olive oil. I believe jojoba oil. I think that's, I'm dyslexic. I think that's Jojaba. Jojoba oil is a favorite for a lot of people. So I recommend that. But I use coconut oil or olive oil. And after a shower, use shower first, you're going to take the oil and you're going to lubricate your taper and you're going to lubricate your ear. And it shouldn't hurt when you put it in. So say this is your ear. You're going to do that. Lubricate a taper. Slowly push the taper through. Like that. And if there's resistance or enough pain, stop. You don't want to cut your ear, which you can do. You can literally tear it. And you don't want to blow out, which people call it the cat butt. It's just the blowout pushes the skin out, and I don't think I've ever had one. I might have had a partial blowout, but they're not fun. So go slow. Anyway, tapers in ear. You do not wear this as jewelry because it'll bend like that and stretch uneven. I'd show you in my ear, but actually I think I have a taper from this size. Wrong one. This is completely disorganized, sorry. But if you wear a taper as jewelry, I mean, first of all, that's not cute. Second of all, as you saw, it'll hang unevenly on the ear, so it'll stretch unevenly. So don't wear them as jewelry. But anyway, once you get the taper in, you take your jewelry, which is when you're stretching, this is too big, but just to show you. It would be a plug like this. That's and this type of plug would have 2 O-rings. So that's one type. So assuming you're using a plug, you take that, you line it up, and you just push it through. Done. And then if you're using this type, you'd have 2 O-rings. These, which I've heard come in clear as well if you have reactions to the black. I guess people do, I haven't. So, and you'd put 1 O-ring on one side, 1 on the other with this type of plug. There are also plugs that are called single flare that you may stretch up with. Let me find one. I'll show you a tunnel. A tunnel is, you can see right through it, so, but you can use them to stretch too. That's a tunnel. This is a single flare tunnel because it has this flare at one end and the other end does not. You see that? Sorry, it's a little bit gross. I did not take good care of these in the past. That's a single flare. And if you use a single flare, you want the flat side to go through your ear first, and then you would just put an O-ring on the flat side. And that's about it, really, for the smaller sizes. Honestly, if you're in America, they tend to use gauge. They do use gauge. And then after 00, it switches over to fractions of an inch and inches. I recommend just using centimeters. I shot myself in the foot following that because when you get to the fractions of an inch, because I'm below a full inch, but I am above a ½ inch, and I cannot for the life of me remember. But if it's millimeters, I just find it much, much easier. That's what they use internationally. And it's easier to remember, and they're whole numbers. You don't have fractions or any of that crap. Just use millimeters. Which I'm trying to switch to currently. So I'm still going to be saying it the way I'm used to. What else? I guess I'll show you some types of jewelry. I'm not an expert on all this, but this is a spiral. I used it when stretching up to this size because the tapers were not working for me. So this is the one I wore for a few days. It helps weigh it. It weighs it down. It's heavy. And it's the right, with it, the way it tapers, you can just push it slowly. And then eventually you can put in your regular jewelry. Silicone. These are so flippin' comfy. You don't even feel them in your ear. They're fantastic. I love them. Also, this style is a double flare tunnel. Flare on both sides, no O-ring needed. Be careful with double flares, especially fresh stretched lobes, because the gauge that you're at, or the whatever you're at, size-wise, that's going to be the inside, which is obviously, this is also silicone, which is obviously smaller than your flare. On a silicone, that's no problem, it bends, and you just put it right in, and it opens up. And I just flung that somewhere. I'll find that later. Get a different one. Alright, here's a different. This one's metal. A metal double flare tunnel. Anyway, so it's labeled at this, but you have to fit this through. So approach with caution. I mean, another YouTuber suggested waiting until you're at least a millimeter or 2 above the gauge you're buying for to slip those in. Probably a good idea. Here's a silicone tunnel that I love. I don't know what sizes these all are. I have them just all mixed up. I showed you that plug. Here's a screw top. If I can find the bottom. Also, sorry about this crazy video that I am not gonna edit down. I'm just gonna upload it. If I actually like this video enough, I'll just re-upload and do a better one, but I don't have enough equipment. Alright, well, I can't find the end. Yeah, oh well. So this one is a plug that has one end that screws on. And then when it's screwed on, it looks like a bit like a double flared, actually. If I can find the other end, that would be lovely. I'll show you that one too. Ah, I think I found it. So, that'd be the end. And it would just screw on. Like that. So, those are pretty cool. I find those stay on the best, honestly, for me. Here's one that's a tunnel instead of a plug. The difference between a tunnel and a plug, by the way, is a tunnel you can see through. So the one that I have on now is a tunnel. You can see right through it. And a plug you can't. So I also have this, which unfortunately is too small for the size I'm at. It also has a screw back, where it's a black screw back. But I'll just, will it stay? No, it's not going to stay there, but it kind of just fits like that. Except again, it's smaller than my stretch is right now. And it's got some weight to it. I wouldn't wear these all the time, but if you're looking to stretch up, maybe. Personally, I prefer these if you're going to dead stretch, which is a type of stretching that I didn't mention. So the taper is one method. Taper, again, that's one method. The dead stretching is when, like this, I could probably dead stretch up now because it's so... I don't know why mine stretch with just these little things, but dead stretching is when you basically have something heavy in there. Stretches, and it'll slowly just stretch on its own, and you can stick the new jewelry right in. Some people use glass. Like I said, I like these spirals, and I don't sleep with these, so I mean, but it worked for me. It would downsize, you'd think, but it just, I don't know, it worked for me. I don't know why. Because I won't sleep with them. I'll put these in of the previous size. And I mean, eventually, when these fit more comfortably and less tight, I can put the new size in. And then taping, that's the other method. I have not done taping. It freaks me out, to be honest. But taping is when, let me grab something that you can actually see. Ugh, whatever. Pretend this is a plug. Not a taper. That is not jewelry. Again, I hate seeing people walk around with these. I'm like, you're going to look so stupid if you keep that up. Because you're not going to fit anything in your ear. But pretend this is a plug. So taping, you literally put tape. Bondage tape, I think, is one that people use. Some other type of tape. As long as it doesn't stick to the jewelry itself. And it's a type of tape that sticks to itself. I assume that's self-adhesive. I don't really know. You should be fine. Change the tape every day. You don't want any bacteria to get in there or anything like that. So change the tape every day. And you can just add more tape until you can put your new jewelry in. And that's another method of stretching. So, yeah. I was going to end, but I remembered. Some people will dead stretch by taking a silicone plug or tunnel, which I have a plug in here somewhere I can probably show you. as well. It's just this, but cut off in the front. Yeah, here we go. There. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so that's a silicone plug. Yeah. Anyway, people who do that tend to get the next size up, and because you can get it in when you fold it, and then you just let it go like that, they'll get the next size up from the one they're on, fold it up, stick it in the ear, and let it go. Don't do that. You're going to tear your ear. I don't care if someone's done it and they've done it right. Fine, whatever. Let them do them. But don't do that. You could hurt yourself. That's my point. You could really hurt yourself. Don't be dumb. Yeah. And between sizes, when you if you're gonna go do more than just one, which would be weird, but you do you. So between sizes, I'd say wait. I believe I waited a minimum of 2 weeks between each stretch up. Don't do it all at once. Don't do any big jumps. You're asking for a blowout if you do that. You're asking to tear your earlobe. Don't do that. And again, it shouldn't hurt. It'll be a little uncomfortable, but it shouldn't hurt. Like, if it hurts, stop. Stop and wait. Do it later. So, that's very important. I don't want anyone injuring themselves. So, yeah, I think that's all for now. That I can think of. I didn't script this out or anything. I just impulsively turned my phone camera on and grabbed my collection of ear stretching stuff and started talking. So this video is probably crap. But it was fun to make. Also, side note, I bleached my hair off. So that's fun. I bleached some of this off. Are you even living if you don't bleach your hair off at least once? I've been dyeing it since I was a teenager. First time I burned it was when I'm 30. So yeah, that is it. I need to clean mine. I realized how gross they are. You should clean them every day, by the way. I'm just a disgusting person trying to get in better habits. Oh, gosh.